Hey guys, welcome back to Code with Harshit. In this video, we'll do a review of Google Anti-Gravity, the new agent-driven IDE that Google just launched recently. Now, this is what Google calls the future of coding, Google Anti-Gravity. It's an IDE which is completely agent-driven. It can be used for vibe coding, for agentic-driven development, and let's see. Let's see how it looks like. So I'm here on antigravity.google to get your hands on the product. You'll have to come to antigravity.google and you can just download it for your machine. Now, just before downloading it right away, I would like to tell you more about the product itself. Um, this is the new next gen IDE that Google says will revolutionize the coding itself. And it's completely free as of now. If I go to the pricing models that Google has offered currently, um, the individual plan currently stands at $0 a month, so it's completely free for you. There are the plans like the team plan and the enterprise plan. They're not out yet. I think Google will be launching them pretty soon, but yeah, they'll definitely come with some kind of a cost. Um, yeah, and the good thing about anti-gravity is that it uses Nano Banana Pro. So uh, you guys might already be aware of the Nano Banana model that was launched recently, which was built on Gemini, used for image generation. Now, once you come to this blogs and you'll find this Nano Banana Pro in Google Anti-Gravity, which is super cool. So it comes with Nano Banana Pro. So Nano Banana Pro is again built on top of Gemini 3 Pro. And yeah, that's what's rolled out in this IDE. And yeah, it's way better than even the Nano Banana that already was released some time back, and it's super cool, used for image generation recognition. So yeah, that's a really cool thing about this IDE that I really liked. Yeah, once you go to the Google Anti-Gravity URL, you'll find the option to download it for your machine, whether Windows or Mac OS. Both of the options are available here, so let's quickly try to download it. Alright guys, so once you install anti-gravity, it will first ask you for a bunch of settings like your color themes, like your designs, like your code choices. For example, you want a complete agent-driven development experience or you want a review-based experience, you can go ahead and select those. Once you're done with that, it'll also ask you to sign in with a Google account, which I already did. I've signed in with my Google account. And once you're done with that as well, this is where you'll end up inside the IDE. So this is how it looks like. Now, from a very first appearance, I must say this looks a lot like VS Code, the VS Code that we are familiar with. And one thing that I really found when I was going through this window was that the reason it looks like VS Code is that it uses VS Code open source version. So if you go to the About section of Anti-Gravity, you'll see that it's using the VS Code open source version, and the last commit was in fact 3 days ago on it. So yeah, that's the reason that the look and the feel is very much like VS Code. So yeah, you might be familiar with the menus here that you see here. Now in the center, if you see, it gives you certain shortcuts like switch to agent manager, code with the agent, and edit code inline. So switch to agent manager, it's asking me to go with command E. Now once I switch here, this opens up a new window for me and it says welcome to the agent manager. In the agent manager, start agents on tasks like deep research, long running projects, or background tasks. So you can monitor the progress of multiple agents in the inbox and review their work when they are done. So what this means is I can actually open the agent manager in between, close it. I can put some agents on some work. They can still keep running in the background and I can actually switch back to my project. So one more thing that I found was that the code with agent section, which is asking me for this command L, is also available. So I can actually ask the agent to, start working. This is how agent-driven development is done. Now, if you take a look at this agent section that's available here, you can go ahead and choose from a variety of models that are available inside anti-gravity. So it supports Gemini 3 Pro, Gemini 3 Pro low version. It also has cloud, And there is also GBT OSS that's currently in support. So let's yeah keep using Gemini 3 Pro, and there is another option that you'll see here which says the conversation mode. So that's again something super cool that I found here. It says planning phase and a fast option. So the difference in the two is that if you're going to build a software or an app which requires a deep analysis, a deep thinking kind of a thing, then you would definitely want to go ahead with the planning option here in the conversation mode. It's because the AI model would think a lot before it actually does anything. It would consider a lot of options, a lot of good choices would be made if it goes in the planning phase. But yeah, in the fast conversation mode, it would be like a quick execution. So if you're doing something very simpler, a small app kind of a thing where you don't really care about the overheads, then yeah, maybe you can choose the fast option as well. But there could be some trade-offs of it. So you get the output fast, but yeah, there could be some trade-offs. So yeah, let's stick to the planning phase here. On the agent panel, we are going with Gemini 3 Pro as our model. Now, if we go ahead with the section on the left here, this is pretty much like VS Code. You are already familiar with it. There is again the source control where you can just manage your version control. And yeah, Command E again, and we are back on the agent manager. So we can actually start some work here, and let's set it up. So before you begin, set up a workspace in the agent manager or open a remote folder. We'll skip it for now. And actually we can start, giving some prompts to the model and put it to some work. But yeah, before we get there, I would actually, like to create a small project for you guys in this video, just to get a more better hands-on feel of the IDE, how it works, try to do some more agent-driven development and see how the model behaves. So let's start. All right, guys. So now that we know that we want to create a project, let's go ahead and give some prompts to our model. Before that, I just created a folder. I named it anti-gravity. I have checked out the folder in my machine, and this is the space where we would be working. So once you have created a folder and you know where you want to create your project, you can again go back, Command E or Control E if you're on Windows, and inside the agent manager, you should be able to see some workspaces here. So we'll be using this anti-gravity one that we are currently in. So we need to click on the plus icon and yeah, it switches to this workspace. Cool. Now Command E or Control E back to your working screen, and we'll keep the conversation mode as planning, and we'll use the model as Gemini 3 Pro High. Now it's time to give it our first prompt to start creating our app. So let's say create an Angular application. So we decided that okay, we want to create an Angular application for a travel company. So we want to create it for a travel company. Um, the landing page or the home page should talk about the company itself. Um, it should also tell about the services they offer, create some good looking homepage designs, and let me choose. So this is the first prompt that we've given to our model. Let's see what it does. So we are using the recommended setting currently, which means that the model will think, it will ask us to review what it's doing time to time whenever it needs our approval. Now we can at the same time open the agent manager, which is a super cool thing, I think. I can switch back and forth between the agent manager and back to my agent. So we see that since we have chosen the conversation mode as thinking one, so it's actually reviewing our prompt. It's taking some time. It's thinking about the decisions that it needs to make. And let's go back here, go back to our anti-gravity workspace that we have. You can also see that it's already showing up the whole plan. So you can see that the prompt that we have given here is already up, and yeah, it's actually started making some decisions here. So it's working with the Gemini Nano Banana model, and yeah, as you can see, it's actually creating some options for us to choose from. Okay, while it's working, I would like to actually give it another prompt. So create some really good looking images and a logo for my brand, for my travel brand. Decide a good name for my company and design everything based on that. So this is another prompt that I've given it. Let's see what it does. So this is a beautiful thing that I found out, that you can do parallel tasks here. So while the agent is actually working on the first one, we have given it another task to work on, which is to create some really good images and a logo for our travel brand, decide a good name for a company, and also everything should be based on that. So while it works on that, let's go back here and let's see the progress that it's done. So it says it thought for 28 seconds. It created an implementation plan. What is the implementation plan? Okay, we'll dismiss this. So it created a project structure, which is pretty good. Since we asked it to use Angular, it's given us some options here. Let's click on these. As you can see, I clicked here and yeah, it's showing me the designs that it created. This is kind of fine. Let's look at the second one. All right, this says travel agency, and it just created a landing page which has the about us, contact, and sign up options. And it also created this one. So yeah, this looks kind of more premium to me. Um, so it has options for private jet charters, exclusive villa rentals, and VIPs. Okay. This looks kind of more premium. So I now need to tell him that this is what we are gonna go with. So let's see. Go back here. Let's see what's doing with our brand creation. And back here. So yeah, I'll tell him I like the third option that you provided. Let's proceed with that. So I gave it a prompt just pretty vaguely to mention that the third option that it provided to me is kind of cool, and I would like to choose this because this is kind of more premium and more appealing. So this is the luxury elegant one. You see how it names each vibe that it finds out of the image. So this one is kind of modern, then there is a vibrant one, and then there is this luxury and elegant. So now it started working on the implementation based on the, okay, it's now actually, in fact, it's actually trying to create the application right now. So it's trying to create the Angular project, setting up all the dependencies. And once that's done, yeah, it's kind of done now. And now I think it'll now take up our comment to work on the third option that we asked him to. And in the brand creation, let's quickly go here and let's check what it did. So it has actually come up with some options here, it looks like. But it's kind of slow, I feel. Maybe that's due to the huge demand that Gemini 3 is facing, or maybe there is still some things that, Google has to fix in this. But okay, as you also see, there is inbox, which prompts me with one, which says there is one thing maybe that's coming up in my um, agent manager, but let's quickly go back here and let's see what's done here. So I like the third option. Now it's saying confirming the workspace access. Okay, it's trying to create all the files here. So yeah, we'll leave it to him. And once you're back here in our logos, there is this. Also, there is this one. Maybe it's creating some more options. So let's wait. Let's wait for some time. But yeah, it's kind of slow, I feel, compared to other models that we already have. But let's see. Let's give it some time. For the commands that we had given, it's now actually giving me a prompt back. It's saying to accept this. So it wants to run a command, it seems. So yeah, we'll go ahead and accept it. We'll let him run it. Now we'll also go back to the second prompt that we had given. So yeah, well, actually it created some images. This is the whole implementation plan that it created. So he created a logo. Then there are some new hero images that it created. So some landscape, there is some lifestyle experience, yeah, and a couple of photos, images that it added. So looks good. Now we'll go back here. We are waiting for the command completion. I'll close the agent manager using command E or control E, and we are back on our agent. So yeah, we are using Gemini 3 Pro High. And yeah, it's still kind of running it. Maybe it started seeing some errors here, which it's trying to fix. Let's quickly go up and see. Yeah, it seems it had some issues with the workspace, and now it's just initializing everything. Okay, so check the command status. All right, now it's kind of loading it. Let's quickly pull this a little here. Yeah, as you can see now, it now has created all the files. It created some components, some Angular components since we are using Angular, and yeah, some configuration files. So it named it as a travel app. So he says, I'm currently waiting for a package completion. Okay, I think he got it, and yeah, looks fine. So as you can see, super cool. The travel app is here. So just one prompt and yeah, everything, all the basic setup, all the skeleton code is already here. We actually didn't have to do anything, and the whole skeleton is done by the model. And yeah, it's just saying maybe some dependency. So major version, npm available. Okay, that's fine. So it's using npm. Now let's go ahead and expand our app and we see the landing page. So it created a component, landing page HTML, and this is how it looks like. Looks like it's pretty empty for now. Maybe he'll try to redo it, but this is the image. So this is how it should maybe look like. We have the index.html here. Now I think we are into some errors now, so we need to fix those as well in the app route page. Well, it's actually asking me to accept something maybe. Accept. Okay. And we now want to see whether the app runs fine or not. So I'm actually pretty interested to see the app up and running now. We are still waiting for the execution to get completed though. Let's go back to our agent manager, brand identity, and does it need any of my approvals here? Doesn't look like. Um, Go back here. Let's close this and let's go back. So it's trying to fix something maybe. It has found some errors here implementing the landing page component, and he's trying to fix something in the app route.ts. Okay, looks good now. I think he fixed the error. So as you see, he was, kind of waiting for my approval time to time. That's what the review-based approach is here. Meanwhile, he's doing the work. I would also like to show you the anti-gravity settings. So there are few settings that you can play around with. Um, as I told you, there is an auto execution option available in the settings. So what it would mean is if you have turned it to turbo, it would mean that the agent has the full control. He'll never ask you for anything. He'll keep on executing whatever choice he thinks is the best for your prompt. You can keep it to auto, which is kind of like a mix of both the areas. He'll ask you for certain approvals. There are some more customizations that you can do, and yeah, you can set some more settings here like import and jump statements. Um, Okay, so he's still kind of generating stuff here. That's weird, but looks like he's building a very robust app for us. And inside the SRC, now let's quickly try to see our component again inside the landing page. Oh, yeah, as you see, so we'll have to accept the changes. This looks good. So earlier when we saw the landing page, it was kind of empty, but yeah, he has written all the design here. So and as you see, it's now actually asking me to review all the changes that it has done. I'll just accept all here quickly. And I think it has saved everything. So maybe our app is good to go, or is it? So I'll simply say, let's try to run our app. So I've given him a command and I said, let's try to run our app. So let's see what it does, but also let's go back to the agent manager, and inside the agent manager, let's quickly take a look at the images that we found. Okay, we are back here on the travel app. So we had asked him to actually run our app. It's actually started in ng-serve to start our application. Let's see if it's able to actually start the app. So it's using the port 4200 localhost, and our app should actually come up. We'll go back on our development screen, and as you see, development server is kind of running, I guess. So it's actually run the app. I think the app was able to build fine. That's the reason the port was running. And let's see. So the application is up and running. You can access it at here. Let me quickly pull up. So this is how the web page actually looks like. Now, is this the best that we could get? Well, absolutely no. Is it good looking? I don't think so. There are many areas in which we can improve this web page. There is no color theming here that I see. It's completely black, although it did create some service sections that we asked him to and added some CSS here. But other than that, I think just the font is fine, but the color theming is bad. The layout on the top of it is also pretty ugly. We can improve it. Actually, I could have done that. I could have given that um, prompt to our model, and it could have actually done it, but I just wanted to share an honest review with you guys. Is it the best in the market? Well, we'll only know once we interact more with the model, work more on this IDE, and create more projects. So I'll be sharing more reviews in the coming days once I work more on this. But for now, this is one simple, honest feedback that I just provided to you guys. You can go ahead, download it, work with it, and share your feedback in the comment section, guys. So this is it for this video, guys. If you liked it, put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.